The pandemic brought in a huge amount of business in early 2020. People were starting to freak out, not necessarily about the virus, but the economy. The economy was just crashing, which when the stock market and traditional markets are declining, precious metals tend to do pretty well. And definitely do well when they started to get checks being passed out in the mail. Between 2019 and 2020, I would say our business was up over 60%. We crossed the $500 million a year threshold, and we were still working from the old facility, and even worse, we had the COVID restriction protocols that we had to follow. So that was a challenge. It was a challenge on the testing front, challenge on the quarantine front, challenge with the amount of volume that we had to do that year in our old facility. That we went to 3 shifts. We had to go to 3 shifts, and they were set shifts because we needed to space between the shifts, because if somebody tested positive, then we had to lock down the entire shift down for a number of days until they were allowed to come back to work. So the volume dictated that. So even when everybody was healthy, we had to go basically 24 hours, 6 days a week. And we had so much volume that we were just shipping all sorts of orders during the pandemic. So that's continued. We thought 2020, I was like, well, geez, 2020 is gonna be a record year, which it was, until 2021. And it just kept on going. And January 2021, the silver squeeze, a lot of people like to call it, that month was a crazy month, and it really has stayed busy. Like everybody watches the COMEX depositories and the LBMA's depository knows that precious metal demand's never been higher, and it kind of just cements your reasoning on why we started the business to begin with. The government continues to make decisions like they have been making, which is not in the best interest of sound money or sound currency. And the pandemic is showing you the playbook, which is just passing out more money, quantitative easing. And while we're increasing interest rates right now, I think everybody knows what's going to happen next when the economy starts slowing down, and is slowing down today, that everybody just expects that there'd be another round of quantitative easing. So we're still seeing the effects of the pandemic, and we're still very busy, and thankfully now we have a new facility that we could support any amount of demand that the market throws at us.